Hey guys, Uncommon Ramen here. Today I wanted to look at a weird game that I found at a local hobby shop of mine. I personally have never heard of it, but it looked adorable. So we're gonna take a look at a game called Papageno. Papageno. The company is Helvetic. Uh, as you can see, 2 to 5 players, 15 minutes, and it's got 50 cards, it says, and they are representations of birds, it looks like. From what I gathered right here in the description, the object of the game is actually golf rules. You want to get the lowest score. You are trying to attract birds to have the most beautiful set of birds by comparison to your opponents. So we're just going to jump in and look at these cards because they looked pretty cool. You can see that the box is very small. I don't know what. I think that I'm really into small box games for a lot of reasons, but they tend to have, depending on what you pick up, they can have a lot of depth. So, you know, even though it's in a small box, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be a shallow game. Although, this does say it only takes about 15 minutes, so it might not be, like, super deep, but still might be a pretty cool game. We're going to look inside here. So, Papageno. Those are the cards. They're very, very small. It's pretty neat. Let's take a look at the rules here. So, Papageno. In your enchanted kingdom, a flock of colorful birds are flying around to impress the queen. Will you be able to attract the best specimen to alight on the wire? Be careful, the wire is fragile, and the heaviest birds might cost you victory. Okay. The famous bird catcher from the magic flute is here to help. Alright. Oh, Papageno is the character from Mozart's opera, The Magic Flute. Oh, okay, I see. Aim of the game. Small is beautiful. Collect the smallest and lightest birds and win 2 rounds to be victorious. It sounds like a trick-taking game or a set-collecting game. We're going to shuffle the cards, remove the pan flute cards in a 2-player game, distribute 6 cards to each player face down, players arrange their cards in their game area in 2 rows of 3 cards, each still face down, and they are not allowed to look at them. Okay. All players reveal one of their cards, put the remaining cards in the middle of the table to form a draw pile. Alright. On your turn, you can take 1 card from the draw pile and look at it secretly, or take the top card of the discard pile and they exchange it for one of their cards. Face up or face down. Okay. If a player took a card from the draw pile, they can directly discard it after looking at it, without replacing it. If they took a card from the discard pile, as they know it already, they have to exchange. Okay. When a player exchanges their card, they cannot take a look at their own face-down card before the exchange takes place. This is badly translated. It is not. You are not allowed to change the location of cards or swap 2 cards. But what is the purpose of having them face down? Since you don't know what you have, it says you're not allowed to replace every card. You are allowed to replace every card in one's game area, even already face-up cards. Or you could just continuously replace it. Okay, what is the end of the game? The game ends as soon as one player has their cards face up. Okay. If one of these special cards arrives in your game area, but you are not the one placing it... So that has to do with what? That has to do with the capture, the pan flute, and the egg. There are 3 special cards of power. Okay, we know that. Players take turns clockwise. But what is the purpose of having the cards face down? Will you ever be able to flip them? So we have... Okay, so we have... You can take from the discard pile, or you can take from the top of the deck. You can replace whatever cards you want, even if they're already face up. And the idea is to have the lightest set of birds, and all of your cards face up, so we know that. Special cards, see. Capture says Papageno is the best at capturing birds. When a player places this card in their game arena, they can capture a bird or a special card from an adversary's collection. Okay. They exchange one face-up card from their game area for one face-up card in the adversary's game area. Okay, so you can only swap face-up with the Papageno card. Panflute says when he plays his flute, birds dance around. After placing this card in the game area, the active player gives their exchanged card to the neighbor on their left. This player has to place it face... Oh, okay, so you can get rid of one of your heavy birds to give to your opponent. But it doesn't tell me what the purpose of having these cards face down in the first place is. Like, why does it matter? If a player took a card from the draw pile, they can directly discard it after looking at it without replacing one of their cards. If they look at a card from the discard, or if they took a card from the discard pile, as they know it already, they have to exchange it with one of their cards and can't discard it right away. It is also placed face up in the game area. And that's it. Well, is there anything on the back? No, because in the back it is another language. And if I had to take a guess, I would say Spanish. Yeah, Espanol. Spanish. Okay, so I guess the object here is to just replace the face-down cards with face-up cards, but it doesn't look like at any point in time that you're allowed to look at your face-down cards, so... yeah. And then the game ends as soon as the player has all their cards face up. The value of each card is the weight of the bird. The egg card takes the value of the card to its left or right, as the player prefers. Okay. If 2 cards of the same value are placed in the same column, they cancel each other out, and their value is 0. That's incredibly good. If the egg is next to a card that is canceled, the egg card is not equal to 0, but the actual value of the card. Okay, so you don't want to do that either. The final score corresponds to the sum of the player's cards. Yeah, so that's it. You're basically... You have 6 face-down cards that you want to switch for face-up cards. You want them to be as light as possible, and you have some special cards that help you get rid of your cards to give to your opponent in a hopes to sabotage them, I guess. So let's take a look at what's inside of here. It seems simple enough. It seems like it would be a fun game to take if you were going to a party or a camp out or traveling or whatever, you know. And I have them upside down now. Okay, so there's 50 of these cards, and they're very sticky. That's odd. Okay, so we got some -2s. So that's going to be great for your score. We've got some 0s. These guys don't mess with the line that much. You can see as the bird gets heavier, the wire starts to bend. We have some ones here. We have some threes. We don't have any twos. We have some fours. This little triangle bird is packing on the pounds there. Might have eaten a little too much. Oh, but then we have the 5 with the beer gut. So, yeah. Dang, these cards are sticky. And then we'll just say this one's pregnant. The 6 here, it's just pregnant. Expecting a 0. The 7, which kind of doesn't even look like a bird. Looks like he's made out of books, which would account for his heaviness. The 8. The 9, who's not even trying. I love the art, honestly. The art style is very unique. Alright, so 10 we have here, I think, is capture. So this is the one where we exchange one of our face-up cards for one of our opponent's face-up cards. And then we have the pan flute here, which is also a 10. And this one... I already forgot what this one does. Something about switching some cards around here. And then we have 2 eggs, and the eggs, like I said, they will take on the weight of either the left or right of it, whichever you choose. And then if you end up having 2 of the same weight in a line, they cancel each other out and become 0. So that's really cool. So that's what Papageno is. It's just a very interesting, it seems like a very quick card game that you could take pretty much anywhere to play. It looks like it could be quite challenging, actually, and it's right up my alley because I love set collecting and trick taking games. The cards are very nice. They're almost like a linen finish, very matte, but they're not textured. But they definitely feel like they have some good weight to them, so it doesn't seem like they would, fall apart too easily. Like I said, this is a company called Helvetic. I'm pretty sure this is Spanish, or well, I'm not gonna say Spanish. It's definitely a foreign company. But they've, like, almost kind of like the Oink games that have been... I don't know if it's Oink that's been getting imported from Japan, but there's some really cool mini games that have been imported from Japan. I'm pretty sure Oink is the one who's doing it out here in the US, but these guys are very similar to that, where they have a bunch of these little games in little boxes. And honestly, this game, I didn't expect a whole lot from it, especially for the price. But it looks like it's going to be a really solid, fun game. If anything, to pass some time. It beats sitting around playing solitary, and the art style in here is just really satisfying. So yeah, that is it. That is Papageno. If you have any comments, please leave them below. I'll try to get back to them as soon as I can. And I love hearing from you guys. I appreciate anybody who takes the time to watch these videos. And if you like the video, please like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon too. I do videos twice a week right now. And if you feel inclined to pop over to my Patreon. Right now, I still have to do some work on it, but I'll go ahead and say that you can find it under my I guess pen name, Uncommon Ramen, and you can support me if you so choose to do so, so that I can help bring more of this content to all of you, maybe more often. Like I said, I'm doing it about 2 times a week, as free time allows, and I would love to start bringing it more often. And also, if you have any suggestions for games that you would like to see, especially some of these smaller games that are a little bit easier to get a hold of without breaking bank, please leave them in the comments below. I'd love to go check out some games that you guys would like to see. You can also obviously put the ones that'll break bank in there too, but they're very likely to take me a little bit of time to get a hold of. And that's about it, guys. Until next time, thanks for watching, and peace.